see you soon. Wait, what? Wait, this ain't right. I haven't even done the video yet. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bravely Default 2 Custom Asterisks. I'm your host, as always, Red Nova Tyrant, and today we're looking at a new creation by user Endrise. So thank you to Endrise for the job. Today's asterisk we're looking at is the Chronomancer. Now we didn't get a Time Mage in Bravely Default 2, instead we got Oracle, so this seems to want to fill that very specific flavor gap. But right before we get into what the Chronomancer is capable of, please just take a quick moment to click those like and subscribe buttons with your mouse there. Or finger if you got a trackpad, I ain't judging. Alright, all done? Good, let's get on with the show. So, the Chronomancer's first specialty is Undo Toi. Now where have I heard that one before? Undo Toi allows your revert abilities to revert up to 3 turns back. Specialty 2 is Ectoplasm. This is all seeming kind of familiar. Anyways, Ectoplasm allows the user to still use spells while in ghost status. Now, I can already hear some people screaming Ghost Mage at the top of their lungs, but Endrise has explained how ghost status would work for this class. Ghosts are still considered KO'd, but their health can go into the negatives. Now, the only thing a ghost can do is the normal attack action, which does no damage, but it does heal them, and when a ghost is healed back above 0 HP, they return to the land of living. Overall, much more balanced approach, but I'll come back to this later. Now for the special. Time Freeze requires 15 uses of Chronomancy, or taking damage 20 times, to use. It freezes the entire party's HP and MP for 1 turn, which I'm assuming means it stops health and MP from increasing or decreasing, and it gives a 15% buff to magic attack and speed. Now for the abilities. Level 1 is Revert HP. For 44 MP, reverts the target's HP to a previous turn state. Level 2 is Nova. Red Nova, maybe? No, okay. For 40 MP, attack all foes with a non-elemental magic attack that scales depending on the target's remaining HP. Level 3 is Freeze HP. For 44 MP, freezes the target's HP for 2 turns. Afterwards, all changes are applied at once. Should the user, I'm assuming this means the person getting hit with Freeze HP, drop below 0, they obtain the Ghost status. Level 4 is Reversal. For 21 MP, reverses the target's buffs and debuffs. Level 5 is the first passive, Singularity. For 1 slot, increases efficiency of group castable spells by 1.5 times by making them single target only. Level 6 is Revert MP. For 20% of your HP, reverts the target's MP to a previous turn. Level 7 is Supernova. For 60 MP, attack all foes with a strong magical attack that scales depending on the target's remaining HP. Level 8 is Freeze MP. For 20% of your HP, freezes the target's MP for 2 turns. Afterwards, all changes are applied at once. MP can drop below 0 in this state. Level 9 is Phase Shift. For 70 MP, you change the attack and defense stats of the target for 2 turns. Level 10 is Delayed Reaction, the second passive of the class. For 2 slots, any ability used on the user, I'm guessing the person who has this ability, will only trigger on the end of their turn unless they're KO'd. Level 11 is Desperation, the last passive of the job. For 1 slot, if the user's HP falls below 20%, their turn occurs immediately next. Level 12, Hypernova. Again, it's another Nova for 80 MP, and it attacks all foes with an incredibly powerful magical attack that scales depending on target's remaining HP. Level 13 is Revert BP. For 3 BP, you revert the target's BP to a previous turn. Level 14 is Big Bang. For 110 MP, this is the conclusion to the Nova series. It attacks all foes with an extremely powerful magical attack that scales once again depending on the target's remaining HP. And level 15 is Freeze BP. It's an active for 3 BP, and it freezes the target's BP for 2 turns, after which all changes are applied at once. BP can drop below 3 BP in this state. So, the more inquisitive of you out there would have noticed that the Chronomancer is a combination between Time Mage and Exorcist from Bravely Second, with a dash of Kaiser thrown in there, but without as much of the supportive magics since Oracle took all those. Nevertheless, there seems to be a great cosmic level theme with the class, as if you could manipulate the very fabric of the universe, which Endrise stated in their notes that was the intention, so props for succeeding in that department. Some personal favorites of mine were Singularity, excellently named and a good passive all around, and Big Bang because it reminds me of my favorite Final Fantasy thus far. For the most part, the class is pretty well balanced. Since the abilities are kind of being pulled from previously existing classes, there seems to be a lot more care put into keeping the Chronomancer balanced, which I greatly appreciate. Now, I do want to iterate. I don't want to encourage just revamping old classes for BD2, like this is how I'd do Pirate in the new game or something. I'd rather see people make unique, original stuff. This class has enough flavor and such to distinguish itself as its own thing, but just as a heads up for any future job submissions. Moving on, there are a few things I wanted to touch on. Desperation is the biggest yikes moment I had when going through the Chronomancer. Not because it's a bad ability, in fact it's a bit too good. See, based on the wording, you could theoretically equip this ability, let's say you go Monk and White Mage for example, then burn yourself below 20%, and then heal yourself up enough to be able to knock yourself below 20% again on your next turn, which is now coming immediately. Congrats, now you have a very easy infinite turn loop. If I were to tweak this, I would bump it up to 2 slots because getting to act again is an incredibly powerful ability in this game, and I just specify that you have to be knocked down below 20% HP by an enemy for Desperation to proc. And granted, that may be what Endrise meant all along, and if that's the case, I would still just say 2 slots just because of the payoff. I would also just fix the wording on how Ghost works because the Chronomancer's second specialty lets you cast spells while in Ghost mode. Since this would still let someone cast super powerful stuff without being able to be targeted, I would just make it so that any damage you deal as a Ghost heals you, not just damage done with attack actions. And maybe make reversals costs scale based on the strength of the buffs or the debuffs. But otherwise, I really like this class. I think it would fit pretty well into BD2, and it sounds like a lot of fun, so thank you to Endrise for the job. But what did you think of the Chronomancer? A good way of continuing the legacies of 3 jobs from second, or a risky addition into an already powerhouse of great jobs? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget, you can always submit your own job in my Discord, link in the description. Alright, thanks for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Wait, what? Wait, this...